You are listening to the My 1 Cent podcast. Thanks and enjoy.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Greetings and salutations from the My 1 Cent podcast. Welcome back, everyone. And I really mean welcome back, because it's been fucking long ass time. It feels like forever since I've sat in front of this mic and talked to you guys. And that's my fault. Dealing with a couple things here and there, and work, and just scheduling wise, trying to get some of the guys on too to talk about the Fins and whatnot. Even though I did say I wasn't going to do another show until the Fins won another game, and they won a couple of weeks ago, and they won Thursday night, by the way. So that's what, 2 in a row. Yeah, we got 2 in a row, don't we? No, I don't know. It's just been one of those seasons where you just lose track of shit. Because there was, I mean, if you listen to us, when I say us, I mean Brandon and Alex and Justin, my guest co-hosts. For when we, do a lot of sports stuff and whatnot, and just anything. But they've been the more consistent. They've been the more consistent co-hosts I've had. So, if you would have listened to us early on before the season started, we had huge expectations. Oh, is that a fumble? I'm watching by the way, it's Sunday. I don't know when you're going to hear this, but for me, it's Sunday, and I am watching the Tampa Bay Washington Redskins game. I'm not going to call them the Washington football team. I think that changing their name is the stupidest shit. Wait, that's a fumble. Yeah, that's a fumble. Knocked it right out. Jesus. Yeah. I'm not going to do that, because I think it's ridiculous that they did that. And you know what? Kind of a nice transition, though I'm going to go back to the Dolphins real quick. But one of the reasons I haven't been on is because I also been thinking of making changes to the show. I'm thinking of going in a different direction. I'm a big fan of Part of My American, little shout out, and the Hodge twins, and their brand of podcast, I guess, if you want to call it that. There's just a lot of shit going on in this country, man. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, and we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it, and I need to give my opinion about it, because I have this platform, and I want to use it for that, and I want to let people know how I feel about stuff. Now, I will preface all of what I'm going to do from this point on with saying that, I'm not really into research and fact-checking and shit like that, and I am taking kind of a bit from, what's this fucking guy's name that I used to enjoy listening to him until the whole vaccine thing became a stupidity for him, Rappaport. He always says it, no fact-checking. And I've always been like, yeah, what the fuck? Just, say what you got to say and let somebody call you out if they want to call you out. Now, mind you, I wouldn't mind having information right, the right information. But for the most part, this is mostly based on my opinion. This is going to be mostly my opinion of what's happening. I will include some facts. I'll include stuff that I find, that I believe in. And I'll listen to the other side too if they want to come. And see, that's the problem, though. The problem with this whole situation is, and just, I'll pre-preface, is that even a thing? This by saying, I'm not vaccinated. I'm not going to get vaccinated. I don't believe in this vaccine. I don't believe in a vaccine that they had to change the definition of what vaccine means just to fit their narrative. You see what I'm saying? But before we go into that rabbit's hole, I want to go back to talking. Oh, look at that. What a touchdown. Tom Brady, the GOAT, Mike Evans. Though Tampa Bay is down, was down, 23-13, or 13-23, so we're talking about Tampa Bay. Nice fucking throw, Brady to Evans, the GOAT. So it's back to a 3-point lead for Washington Redskins in the fourth quarter with 10 minutes to go. The other game I have on this region, because I don't have NFL Network. I have NFL Network, but I don't have Red Zone yet. Not with Hulu yet. I love Red Zone, especially with fantasy. I got to check my fantasy scores, too. I'm going to give you guys a little update on that, too. I'd like to implement that as well. I always wanted to do a fantasy thing regarding my show and adding, that aspect to it, but it just never. Fantasy football has not been kindest to me the last couple of years. No. It's just been a lot of shit, and I took a break 1 year, and it's just I'm getting back into it now. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't have NFL Red Zone, so I only have these two channels. And right now, I got the Bucs and the Redskins. Yes, I will continue to say the Redskins. Even the Native Americans said it didn't bother them. I mean, come on, man. And the Indians are going to change their name. I mean, look, bro. That stuff is like you're just caving. I think you're just caving in, and that's not cool. I don't like. It's not American. Anyway, so I am watching. Oh, and the Cleveland New England game, which New England was beating the shit out of Cleveland. You see that bullshit, bro? Fucking New England, bro. I mean, obviously we know who won the Brady-Belichick debate. Obviously Brady, but you can't take anything away from Belichick either, bro. I mean, they're 5-4. God damn, what are we, 3-7? Jesus Christ, bro. That's insane, bro. And then, Tua comes in Thursday night. We beat, the Ravens, which was cool because I was working at the Diplomat. It's a hotel in Hollywood Beach on Friday, and there was people coming in from out of town, and there was a truck, Ford, lifted, Ravens flags. Everyone that came out of that truck had a Ravens jersey. And I was talking to one of the guys, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of people plan their vacation around the season. Because if you're from a place that's cold, you're going to look at the schedule and be like, shit, where are we going? Then you look at Miami in, November. You're like, hell yeah, I'm all over that shit, plan a vacation. And I'm sure they came in here thinking they were going to win. Hey, I said that they were going to whoop our ass. So, yeah, I underestimated my team, But I wouldn't do that again. No, let's not pretend that this is, the turnaround for them right now with this shit. I mean, yes, they beat a good Baltimore team. They're not in the position we thought they were going to be in. So that's the most disappointing thing. But then you hit a win like that. Tua takes the field to lead the team to the victory after Brissett got hurt. And, I guess he's going to be starting next week as well. They said he still had his finger wasn't 100%. That's why he didn't start that game. But, he looked good to me. Shit. He looked just fine to me. But, I don't know what's going to happen with this team and what's going to happen with the Dolphins with the rest of the season. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, me personally, and I would have liked to have had the guy. I wanted to get the guys on last week after breaking the 7-game losing streak. I mean, really, we shouldn't even beat New England. You guys heard me talk about it that day. Like, we could have lost that game, too, so. We could have been 0-8 at the point that we won our first game. That's just crazy. Or they won that game. Yeah. It's just crazy, man. So anyway, I tried to get the guys on. We couldn't make it happen. So I didn't do a show. And so pretty much you're just going to get what you're going to get from me today regarding the Fins and football right now in general. In fact, you know what? Let me update you guys on my fantasy score right now. I have my phone charging on this thing, and it's like making funny noises. Let's see. Right, what do we got here? They got the ball back again, or is this halftime? What am I looking at? We'll see. Let me see. So anyway, and I'm only doing one league right now, ESPN Fantasy. Oh yeah, no, they're just showing the replay. Okay. Is that I have it on mute. See, when you have shit on mute, you don't know what's happening. All right, Washington has the ball. Halftime. Look at me, bro. It's the fourth quarter already. Yeah, see, I was out doing the gig life earlier, so I'm kind of behind on time. I just realized that it's 3:30 in the afternoon, not 1 o'clock. That's another thing that I'm going to implement into this new change of the show is the gig life stuff. I hope to start recording my ride-alongs for DoorDash and Uber Eats and hopefully soon Grubhub. And I'm looking at GoPuff, and I'm also on the waiting list for Instacart. So let's see how that goes. But I definitely want to start recording my ride-alongs, put them on the YouTube for you guys to see it. By the way, speaking of YouTube, you know where you can find me. Okay, the My 1 Cent Podcast YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Also, you can find me on you can find the show. I say me, but you can, because I got guys that come on too. So you can find the show on Instagram as well and Twitter. My 1 Cent Podcast. My 1 Cent Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to email me any topics, anything you guys see out there that you want me to talk about, especially now that I'm making the change. I want you guys to reach out and tell me, hey, look, this is happening over here. I want you to talk about it. This is happening over there. Check this out. Did you know about this? Because there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit going on, brother. A lot of people. Like, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday, I go see my mom, right? I go to my mom's house to check on them, see how everybody's doing. My parents are vaccinated. My sister's vaccinated. Her girlfriend's vaccinated. I'm not. Neither is my girl or the kids. So I go see them. And I'm always like, they're Biden. They hate Trump, all that shit. So I'm like, did you know, I just randomly just brought up because I saw Biden on the TV. And I was like, did you know that, and I don't know how many of you guys out there know this, but there has been talk that they are considering eliminating the benefits for veterans who don't want to get vaccinated. Now, I have this somewhere in my phone. And by the way, an update, I'm up 64-54 against my boy Josh. That guy's a pimp. Love that guy. But this weekend, you're my enemy, sir. So Harvard, you're going down, bro. You going down. Let's go check. Let's see what we're doing. Let's see who we got left. Who's available still for me to go? Because he has. Fournette's doing this. He has 4 in play and 4 yet to play, and so do I. 4 in play, 4 yet to play. Projected score 128 for me, 112 for him. So that's good. At least that favors me. You know? I don't believe in that bullshit though, because anything can happen. One of your guys can have a horror. Jonathan Taylor, baby. Damn, look at Diggs, bro. Jesus, 24 for Diggs already. 21 for Jonathan Taylor, and they just started the fourth quarter. Jesus. I still got Keenan Allen to go later. Justin Herbert, my boy. The kid from Pittsburgh, though, he's got 6 points. I still got the Carolina defense and the Minnesota kicker. I mean, he's got Renfro, the Philly defense to go, Devontae Smith, and that's it. Oh, and his quarterback, David Carr. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you there, buddy. So anyway, yeah, man, there's a lot of fucking shit. And look, this isn't going to be a full show of what, I would have normally done. I want to get out. I wanted to do another episode because I needed to get an episode out. I needed you guys to know that I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. The show's not going anywhere. But I wanted to put something out. So it's not going to be a long episode. And I'm not really going to get into I've already started talking about certain things with the veterans and everything losing their benefits and whatnot. I mean, I'm just giving you an idea of what I'm looking to do. And I hope that this strikes, a nerve for those of you who listen and you get involved. Because there's nothing better than to be able to have conversations about this stuff. Because that's one of the things that really annoys the shit out of me with the vaccinated is that you can't have a conversation with them. Because you're an idiot because you didn't get vaccinated. So to them, there's nothing you can say to them. But I don't want to change their minds. You already did it. You already took the jab. So who was it? They had him was it part of American or Hodge twins? The guy I think he's running for governor of California. And if I lived in California, I would vote for him. The Fauci ouchie, he calls it. There you go. I got to give him credit for that. I'm going to have to hashtag that and give him some credit for that one. The Fauci ouchie. Or the jib jab. The jib jab. You already have it. So there's nothing that I'm going to tell you to try to change your mind. The only thing I am going to say is to try to get you to stop talking shit about the people who decide that they don't feel it's the right decision for them. And don't get me wrong. I believe that there's some people who are doing it for the wrong reasons as well. To be honest with you. It isn't about freedoms, kind of, for me. Like, you're making it, political. People who are making it political, they think that it's, because I'm a freedom, I want my freedom, you're not going to tell me what to do. No, it's not about that. Me, it's a medical issue. It's a medical and a science decision. Okay, because, you might hear a little squeaking in the background because my dog is playing with her toy. Come on. Come here, I'll throw it to you. Come on. Come here. Hey. My dog is the funniest, bro. She has her toy. She comes up to you, but then when you try to grab it, she runs away with it. So it's like she really wants to play hard to get. So I have to be slick, and you're gonna hear me go away from the mic right now. I had to reach out and grab it from her. And sorry, that was a bad throw. Sorry, baby. So yeah, vaccine is. Before all this started happening, everyone, for the most part. Oh damn, that boy landed on his head. Oof. Wow. Everybody always understood that a vaccine was to keep you from getting something. Prevent. Build an immunity to whatever it is you're taking the vaccine for. The flu shot. Is there a vaccine? There's not a vaccine. There's not a shot for chickenpox. Because, I think once they always say, once you get it, you can't get it again. I've never had chickenpox either, which kind of sucks because that means any day I could probably get it. And I don't want it. I just don't want it. But when you're going through those measures, come on, man. Listen, I'm just telling you, I just want people to use their brain. That's all. And like I said, the problem is you can't have conversations. There was a lady who was on the Dan Le Batard show, which I don't listen to anymore. And you guys, for those of you who know me and listen to the show, know I love that fucking show. But I haven't listened to them in months. I can't. Because they get into this little rant about the vaccine and the unvaccinated. It's the pandemic of the unvaccinated? No, brother. It's the pandemic of the vaccinated. Because a lot of you motherfuckers are getting sick. And you're vaccinated. And you're still wearing fucking masks. That's why I love living in Florida. And I think the people from Texas should be grateful to the people they have leading their state like we do. We possibly have the next president of the United States up there at Tallahassee right now. Or the next president after Trump wins again, if he runs in 2024, because I do believe he will win again. I think even the people who voted for Biden because they hated Trump, I have a feeling are going to say, yeah, maybe we should have thought about that a little bit better. Okay? Look at this. Look at the gas prices, bro. And look at the things that people have. Like I said, I'm trying to find. I have it here somewhere. I'm trying to find. Here we go. I think this is it. This is it right here. Unvaccinated troops are now, not veterans, troops. So that means the people who are actually still fighting for this country. They're still fighting for the rights for me to sit here and talk shit about other people to you. That's the freedom that I possess because those men and women are out there risking their lives for us to have this fucking freedom. And now you want to take away their benefits because they are making an informed decision? And like I said earlier, I know there's people that are doing it for the wrong reasons. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to put something in your body that you don't want to put in your body, I don't care what your reason is. That's your choice. That's what makes America great. Sometimes I even question that because I have a friend who hates Trump, okay? And he's Cuban. And I know other Cubans. And they're against Trump and all that bullshit, like dictatorship, all that shit. And I said to one of them one day, I said, listen, in Cuba, you're forced to do a lot of things that you don't want to do, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's the difference right now? Tell me. This is even worse. Because, for example, in Cuba, you're forced to, go to, but forced to go to assemblies of when they gather for a speech from Castro back in the day when he would do his speeches. You'd have fucking 100,000 people in a fucking city just listening to this man talk. It was a lot of people. I don't have numbers. Again, no fact checking. The point is, you were forced to do things you didn't want to do. Now, you want to force people to inject themselves with something they don't know. How about this? You want to force people to inject themselves with something you don't even know what it is. You know how many reports I've heard of different things being inside? I've even heard some shit that there's some lady was, I guess, looking at it under a microscope. She was able to get her hands on one of the vaccines. I think she worked for the Pfizer, and I think she left. She might be the whistleblower. I might be confusing her with somebody else, but I think she was one of the whistleblowers. Jesus. And she says you could see things moving inside. You remember, you guys that are old enough, do you remember the movie Inner Space with Dennis Quaid and Martin Short? I'm just going to leave it there. Well, no, let me not leave it there, because the people who don't know what that movie is, I want to explain it to you. Dennis Quaid is a U.S. pilot of some kind, space pilot, and then Martin Short, I forgot how Martin Short got involved in that part in this movie, but he's not a scientist or anything like that. Point is, they shrink him in this little pod, and they inject him into a person so they can go in and look around and shit. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they're actually shrinking people. This isn't Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I don't hold anything past these people. Okay? Nothing. Right now, I'll be honest with you. Look, I would hate to get sick now to the point that I would have to go to a hospital because I wouldn't go. Because I can't trust that someone's not going to come and say, oh, we need to give you a shot, sir, for this, and it's the fucking vaccine or some shit. Okay? Because it's happening around the country. It's happened. It's happening at some schools. I think it was in Ohio. They had the National Guard out there, and they were jabbing kids without parents' permission or attempting to jab kids without parents' permission. Okay? I mean, come on, people. That alone should fucking tell you something, man. Why are they pushing this shit so hard? Why? Tell me. I would love for somebody to tell me. Someone who's listening right now, who listened to this, hit me up. Like I told you, My One Cent Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. You can slide in the DMs. You can slide in the messages. myonecentpodcast@gmail.com. You can send me an email. I mean, you can hit us up on the comments on the YouTube channel. This is not, I don't know if I'm going to put this on YouTube because this is just audio. You know? But, man, people, what the fuck, dude? Like... I just it's been a while, so I wanted to hit one of my sounds, one of my little show sounds. Yeah, look, this is the perfect show sound I could put out for those of you who don't want to open your eyes. But this is one day it's just gonna happen, and it's gonna be like this.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Right in your motherfucking face. See, the vaccine thing for me personally is long-term effects. We don't know because they haven't really been tested. And I also believe in the Israeli study where they believe that the natural immunity is 13 times stronger than the vaccine. I myself have had COVID, and I beat it. My girl had COVID, and we beat it. We had the kids home with us. I was isolated, but this was last year when in the middle of it. This wasn't now a few months ago. It's been a while already. And we isolated. We did everything we had to do. We tested the kids afterwards. Everybody was fine. Okay? Me and my girl are strong believers in natural immunity. Because that's the way it should be. I mean, really. I've never had a flu shot. And I asked my mom once. I think she said when I was a kid to go to school, I had to take one once. I've never had the flu in my life. And I've taken the flu shot one time. Okay? And another thing, you know, and I might end on this, actually. I might end on this. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to put too much information out there yet. I want to have some stuff to... Well, no, I just don't want to bombard everybody with too much. Because I feel like I have so much I want to say. But I'd like to spread it out. And if you enjoy what you're hearing here, you can also listen to, like I said, Part of My American podcast. Those guys are great. They're funny, and they bring good information, and they're patriots, and they're Americans, and they believe in freedom, and they believe in you as a human being to have the right to do what you feel is right for you and your family. I respect people who take the jab. I've told you that. You think if you think it's the best thing for you to do for your family, then all power to you. Okay, but have respect for me, who's making an informed decision. Okay, not a crazy decision, not a radical decision, not a it's an informed, well thought out decision, and you need to respect that too. And if you're so worried about it, then continue to look. Hey, you're vaccinated. What are you so worried about? Yeah. You know what? I'd be worried too. Because when this shit first came out, everybody said it protects you. You won't catch it again. And now it's like, sorry. Actually, it just keeps you from getting it less. Really? And then like I said earlier, they changed the definition. Like it's so many different things. Now we're going to get into that stuff. And I'm going to bring stuff around that I hear and I read and I see. And hopefully get your guys' opinion on it. I want to try to bring some people on who are not just necessarily of a similar mindset, but just people who are willing to talk about this stuff. And even if you have a different opinion of me, as me, I don't care. I want that interaction. I don't, you want to tell me what you think? Tell me. I'll listen. Then you're going to listen to me, and we can both make decisions. That's the way it should be, as far as I'm concerned. So. Shit, I just forgot what I thought I was going to end on because you know how I am, bro. I get into this shit, bro. I get into these rabbit holes. I was going to talk about something else. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we're looking. That's what I'm looking at to do as far as the direction of the show. I'm still going to do some shit here and there, some funny stuff here and there because I know I know, Crystal. I know there's people who want me to do the funny stuff too. So I'm gonna oblige the good people, the My One centers, the true My One centers. And I will oblige with other things. It's not just going to be, I'm not going to bombard you guys with just this stuff, because at the end of the day, Tuesday, at a certain point, you want to listen to something else too. And I get that. So, as far as the Dolphins go again, I mean, who do we play this week anyway? I got to look at the schedule. I don't even know. I have it here somewhere. Actually, I do have it outside on the beer fridge. Which, speaking of that, I need to refill my mug here. Can't drink too much because I'm just here to take a break. And I decided, you know what? I'm taking a break from the streets, from the gig life. Oh, shit. Speaking of that, hold on. That's, let's dive into that real quick before I go. I'd like to introduce y'all to this new part also of the show that hopefully I get to implement. And, yeah, I do the gig. I'm in the gig life, man. I do Uber Eats. I do, like I said, DoorDash. I've signed up for Grubhub on the waiting list. I'm on the waiting list for Instacart. I'm looking into GoPuff. GoPuff. I can't do the commercials, Sam. Oh, shit. I've been watching a couple videos on GoPuff. There's still a few things that I'm trying to figure out. I have to finish signing up for them, too. I haven't finished the sign-up process with them. But I got to tell you, man, I really enjoy the gig life. And, I mean, I don't really feel like it's work, honestly. Because I like driving around. Remember, I was a private investigator. I was in my car all the time. I have no problem driving around all day. And if I'm making money, even better. So, yeah, it's been cool. I've been on for like a few months now, and the money has been good. It's been very helpful. You can really make as much as you want. Well, let me not say it like that either to make you think you can come out here and make $1,000 in a day. No. And it also depends your market. That's another thing. There's markets out there that you can make $200 a day. I don't see how that's possible down here, honestly. I mean, I've gotten close to making $200 a day, and it was on a Sunday. And I pushed that day. I took a break, but I pushed that day. And I was close to 100. In fact, one day, this sucks, because one day I was, I multi-app while I'm out there, too. I have Uber and DoorDash going at the same time. You're only bettering your chances to get good orders. But the only thing that sucks about that, and I'll talk about it on the videos eventually, I'm sure, is that you could be taking an Uber one right now, and then a good DoorDash order comes through, and you're like, oh, fuck. That sucks. That was a good order right there. But you're already on one. Now, one thing I will say, if you're on an Uber order but you haven't picked up the order yet, now mind you, this is if you haven't picked up the order yet, and you get a good DoorDash order, the beauty of Uber is that it's so easy to cancel the order and just not take it. Unlike DoorDash, where it messes with your completion percentage and your acceptance rates and your this rate and your that. Like I said to another Dasher or gig lifer who has a YouTube channel. You should check her out, right along with Bree. Yeah, you should check her out. She's got good content. And so also Pedro DoorDash Santiago. He's got good stuff. He's the first guy I started listening to. Good information. And, my boy Mushi Moo. I like those guys, man. They go out there and they show you stuff and they have fun and it's funny, it's interactive, it's entertaining. So, definitely I suggest checking out Mushi Moo, Pedro DoorDash Santiago, and right along with Bree on the YouTube. And I wrote to her in one of the comments, they were talking about the apps. And I said, I love the Uber Eats app because it's very simple. It's not like in DoorDash, you have to write an essay and give a DNA samples just so you can decline an order. You know what I mean? Because it asks you why you don't want to take it. And I'm like, yo, Uber Eats is just hit X, bro, and you're done. And even to cancel an order, it's simple. Red triangle, other, cancel order. DoorDash, it tells you sure you want to cancel because your percentage drops, and then it tells you again, oh, you're the perfect dasher for this order, and you got to go through hoops just to cancel an order with those people. Luckily for me, I got my my completion percentage back up close to 90. I was at 82 at one point. I had a day that I was out and I had an issue with my car. Luckily, oh, look at that. Redskins score damn. Looks like Tampa Bay gonna go down in the nation's capital, baby. Washington just scored with 29 seconds left in the game, and they are up 19-29. Wood is going to be 30 when he hits the extra point. But if he misses, then it's a 10-point lead. It's over. This game is over, and I give props to them, bro. I give props to them. They got this Heineke guy. They don't even have a name. Like, and this is a team that's a history, bro. Huge history. So that's cool to see. In fact, you know what? I'm going to switch over. Let's see what else is going on out there. What other games? Well, I got the Cleveland Browns, I guess. Oh, I got the Packers and the Seahawks coming up next. I don't have anybody going there. I want to see the Charger game, actually, because I got two guys going. And they said Allen was questionable, but he should play. I hate that because I had Marvin Jones Jr., but he's played at one, so there was nothing I can do about that. So I'm pretty much going to have to suck it up and hope that he at least gives me something. So the gig life. I recommend it. Not in Miami, though. Too many people already, bro. Too much saturation. Like, I go into these places, and there's just like 3 or 4 people already waiting there. You drive around the parking lots, you see them sitting in their cars waiting to get orders. And by the way, I can't stand sitting in my car waiting to get an order. I like moving around. I feel like the app does better when you're moving from place to place. It picks up in your area and all that. Don't get me wrong. I've gotten good orders by just sitting there, taking a break, eating something while I'm on the clock. But yeah, look, bro, seriously. You need a little extra cash, and you can make almost as much of it as you want. Again, almost. Me, part-time, I've hit 100 in a night, a couple hours. Almost 200 on a weekend day, on a Sunday. So there's money to be made. You just got to be smart about it, though. Real smart about it. Pick your orders right. Don't take everything that comes along. And as far as I'm concerned, anything with more miles and money is just off limits, bro. And I've taken a 13-mile order for 12 something. But that's because I know my market, which is another thing you should do. Know your market. If you know your market, you know how to get around the streets. I turned that 13-mile order into 9. So now it was a $12 order for 9 miles. You know what I'm saying? So it's all what you know, bro. And these guys will preach, especially Pedro, DoorDash, Santiago. He'll tell you, know your market. You know your market. That's a huge advantage. And I've gotten too comfortable with that stupid-ass GPS. I'm not going to lie, bro. I've gotten a little too comfortable with it. But, hey, it makes it easy. You don't have to think too much. Just go from one point A to point B. And but we'll get into more stuff. There's other stuff that I have gripes and other compliments and other tips too that I feel like I can provide to people too. I've been doing it a little bit now. I feel like I've seen it all almost. Well, maybe not all, but I'm still at a 5.0 on DoorDash. Okay, I love that. I think I'm good on Uber as well, because Uber is different. Uber doesn't really you don't really see the rates like I said. DoorDash, you have completion percentage, you have acceptance rates, you have fucking your 5 stars, you have there's contract violations on DoorDash. I had one, but it's gone now, and I've heard they never go away. But every time I go into my rating, I don't see it anymore. So maybe what my explanation to them was enough for them to take it away. I don't know, but I definitely recommend it, man. And something, if you're out of work, and listen, people, and this is more of a shot than anything, really, and I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear nobody tell me that there's no work out there. Everywhere you look, there's a goddamn hiring sign. Everywhere. Now, if you don't want to work at a McDonald's, or you don't want to work at a Wendy's, or you don't want to work at a Home Depot, or you don't want to work in some of the places that are hiring, in fact, all the places, there's so many places hiring right now, that's on you. And I'm sorry, but I feel like the government should step in there and be like, yo, nah, motherfucker, there's plenty of work out there, bro. Get a goddamn job, because I'm not going to pay you for this shit. But obviously, that's one of those things that needs to get, worked out. Listen, I don't have a problem with the government helping out someone who needs it. I don't want to be one of those people, honestly. But there's just times. Like, I've collected unemployment in my life. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. I've collected unemployment in my life. And I needed it. I lost a good job, and things were in a bad place. And you know what? It helped. But I don't really like it. Oh, nice touchdown. Who's that? New Orleans touchdown. I can't see if that's Callaway. 21-23 in the fourth quarter, 1:16 to go. New Orleans just got in the end zone, and I'm assuming they're going to go for 2 to tie the game. Was there a flag or no? Because that looked like a pick. I don't know. But anyway, let's see. I mean, I don't know if they're going to go for 2, which I don't. Do you really think? I mean, how many timeouts? No, they only got 1 timeout. Yeah, you got to go for 2. And you're on the road anyway. What the hell? You're on the road. You can't go for the win here, so you might as well go for the tie right now. So, yeah, don't tell me there's no fucking work out there, people, because there's fucking work out there, okay? Plenty of it. There's this stuff. There's ride shares. There's Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub. There's one called MedZoomer. You can deliver medications. GoPuff, Instacart, Shipped. Man, come on, man. You don't want to work in these places? Okay, you have a car, you have a good license. Do this then, because you can make good money doing this shit, bro. I mean, yeah, it's a 1099. That's the one thing, but fuck it, bro. It is what it is. You know, there's ways of doing that too, and a lot of these guys, if you really like taking to them to listen to them, the guys that I mentioned before, they talk about those stuff. They talk about the taxes. They talk about, you know, how, because it's 1099. So you're gonna have to pay later. I have faith in my CPA, so I'm not worried about that stuff right now. But maybe as the years go on, as they get more really tuned into it, because at the end of the day, I am looking at this as a possible means to open up a couple of more income opportunities, so I can leave my job. This is the goal of mine, is to leave my fucking job and hopefully have enough time to do this full time and that full time. Do the gig life and other things that will lead me to from, you know, the income that I'm bringing in from the DoorDash. Give me more time to be free to be able to do more podcasts as well, and maybe concentrate a little bit more on this, where I could maybe get some activity and some movement going with the podcast. You know, it takes time. I know that. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I think the only people listening are the people that I know. By the way, if you're not somebody that I know, how about you let me know? Let me know about it. Be like, hey, yo, I don't know you from a hole in the wall, but I listen to your podcast. That's kind of cool. That'd be cool. I've never had anybody reach out to me other than the people that I know. But whatever. It is what it is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I didn't go too much into rants and down the rabbit hole too much, but they did not get the 2-point conversion. 1:16 left to go, and they only got 1 timeout. So we'll see what happens. Barring a turnover, probably, I guess. I think it's a good. And Tennessee is without Henry, because he's out for the year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope that I didn't rant too much for you, and I hope that you're excited about the new direction of the show. And I hope that I can come through. I hope I can, what's the word I'm looking for? Deliver. I hope I can deliver all this that I'm talking about. But if I don't, then I'm just, I'm a punk. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for listening to everything. And, we'll talk soon. Vaya con Dios.